Hello everybody. I have this HP Laserjet 1160 and it's a really nice printer. I'm having one issue with it, and that is when you use the manual tray, which is also referred to as tray 1, and you feed in either an envelope or a piece of paper, most of the time the printer is not grabbing the paper correctly. You can hear it turn on, but it's not grabbing the paper. So I have to do it a couple of times for it to grab the paper, and then it will eventually print. So I believe the issue is related to the tray 1 solenoid, which is located on the right side here. And there are lots of instructions online about how to repair the HP 1160 and the HP 1320. These are basically the same machine. And I'm not going to walk you through everything because there's so much other stuff online about this. But it shows here that the correct procedure is you got to remove the left side cover, then the formatter, then the wireless communication card, and work your way all the way down. Remove the fan, remove the main drive assembly before you can get to tray 1 pickup solenoid. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to find is that there's some sticky residue where there is a small pad, and that sticky residue is causing the solenoid to hang up. So I'm just going to clean off the sticky residue and figure out something to create the correct air gap there, whether it be tape or felt or something else, and we'll see if that works. But I'm hoping that I can just take the left side cover off and then the fan, and perhaps just a limited number of other parts to be able to get to this tray 1 pickup solenoid, and hopefully avoid taking off all these items.
For those of you who don't want to watch any further, I can confirm that all I did was remove the right side cover, releasing the 2 clips at the back of the cover first. And then I removed the fan, and then I removed the main drive assembly, which is a bunch of gears and wire harness, which you can see in the video. And then I was able to get to the tray 1 pickup solenoid. So that saved a little bit of time. The right side cover just has 2 or 3 clips on the back, and then the fan has a spring clip and 2 screws. The main drive assembly had 4 or 5 screws, as well as a screw that held wire harness tray. And you can lift that whole assembly up, pay attention to where the gears are, and you'll be able to see tray 1 pickup solenoid. So I have the printer on its side right now. The HP service manual says to release the right side cover by prying at this point and at this point. You can see there's a clip here, and then the cover latches onto these 2 additional points here and here. I actually broke this clip on as I took it out, but I've got it repaired already. And then as I look at this, the solenoid that I want to get to is approximately in this area here, and it looks like I'll be able to just take off 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there are 5 screws. Take off 5 screws to open this cover up. Take this fan off first, and I should be able to get to that solenoid. And release this clip that you see right here. This little plastic clip right here. This whole assembly will lift up. You do have to take all the wires out of this harness, and then you can get to this solenoid here and fix this up and clean it up. And then just pay attention to where all the gears are. Remove it carefully, look underneath it so you can get the gears all back in the right position again. That's a little tricky. Lastly, I would encourage you to take pictures as you go. Well, I've got it open, Wasn't too bad. I hope when I flip everything back over I can get all those gears back into place. That'll be a little bit of a challenge. But here's the tray 2 solenoid right here. And you'll notice that if it closes, you see it sticks. So it's that stickiness that's causing the problem. So you see when the solenoid activates, it's supposed to release right away, but it doesn't. So I've got the solenoid all cleaned off. All the residue is in this area right here, as well as on the underside of this part that moves, has a spring on the end of it, which I've taken off to clean up. So I've got that all clean and shiny now. So you can see I've put a little bit of heat shrink tubing around that area where the sticky residue was. And I'm going to assemble the rest of it. So here we have the solenoid in place. And you can see it doesn't stick anymore. And when the solenoid is closed, you can see that the top plate is parallel. I've got a decent air gap in there. I think that should solve my problem. I'm going to reroute all the wires back to the tray where it belongs, and then we'll see whether everything is working okay. Everything's back in place again. I'm going to put the cover on and give it a test. Well, let's give it a try, see if it's working. Oh, perfect. Yep, it's grabbing the paper. Yep, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, 4 for 4. So that's really good. It used to take me 10 or 15 tries. Let's just try the envelope here. Yep, grabbed it. It grabbed it. So 5 for 5 on the envelope. I would say that that's a pretty conclusive fix. I will give you one other bit of advice. I did find that if you pull the tray 2 out, sometimes that helped things, give me a little more reliability on tray 1. I don't know why that is. I can't explain it. That's just a workaround if you decide not to dig into this. If you found this helpful or informative, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up.